Welcome to the Church of Thomas. These are excerpts from Awakenings in an Age of Angels by Angel Eliza. Wrote this book several years ago. This chapter is called Ministry. Many times Jesus was frustrated by his students' closed minds. He loved his students and considered them to be his friends and family. He hoped that his teachings of nonviolence would help them to understand that the time had come for a different path. It would be a path that would eventually lead to the end of all violence and all forms of slavery. The idea that slavery was evil did not gain credence. It was not understood that slavery in any form was wrong. Jesus tried to show them that slavery took many forms. Unfortunately, most ownership of others was accepted, including women and girls being seen as chattel and property. Jesus did the best he could within the society in which he had been raised. Murder and revenge was wrong. This never meant that defending yourself or the life of others was wrong. It meant that if you could forgive a killer, it would be to free you of the cancer of vengeance. This negative obsession can feed evil for a long time. Dying in the defense of someone else is the greatest gift you can give, especially if it is a stranger. Dying a useless death hurts many more people than just you. Adultery is wrong. The only person who has a right to judge their partner to be adulterous is the injured partner. No one outside the partnership has that right. If the wronged partner can forgive, it is the best course. Forgiveness does not necessarily mean that trust is restored. That may have to be painstakingly rebuilt. Also remember that you will be judged by what you give. If you cannot give love unconditionally, love from someone else may mirror your inability. If you cannot forgive, let the relationship end. Holding on to someone you cannot forgive is a very negative thing and feeds evil. Divorce is discouraged unless the partner cannot be true partners. The prohibition on divorce has led to an excuse to hold partners in slavery, even if it is emotional slavery. Abuse of any kind is grounds for divorce. Marriage is supposed to be a give and take that does no harm. Marriage should not be entered into lightly. All marriages will have good and bad times. Divorce should not be sought without good faith effort to save the partnership. Oaths and swearing should not be done. If your word is your bond, people will take it in good faith. They will know that it is your honor on the line. If you have no honor, no amount of swearing will make your word mean anything. Because of this, guard your word. If you say you will do something, do it. The one knows that if you hold your honor dearly, if you fail to honor your word, take responsibility for your default and make every effort to correct the situation. The devil has greatly misused the spirit of the Golden Rule. It has been turned into a tool to destroy what is good in the world. The original intent of the Golden Rule was to find what others needed and to do that in your interactions with these other people. Greeting someone with an open mind is best. If you find the Golden Rule perverted and used against you, resort to the Bronze Rule. This is in essence of being as innocent as a dove and as wise as a serpent. You should not judge a person as being a stereotype. They are individuals and may not fit neatly into the box you have chosen for them. The Bronze Rule says to approach every situation and every person expecting the best you may receive in return. If good is returned, continue as you began. If the response is being open is evil, require 2 equally good responses from the wrongdoer. If this good is done towards you, return to forgiveness. Until atonement is forthcoming, guard yourself. You should try to forgive them for your own sake. The Golden Rule was perverted because of misinterpretation. What is your best interest may not be the best interest of someone else. An example would be if you love eel, but you know that it makes another person ill, you would serve it just because you enjoy eel. It may take a little more thought to find the right choice, but well worth it. charity and prayer should be done directly. Let prayer be an act between you and the one. Flamboyantly giving charity leads to a sense that the person is less than you. It often is demeaning to the one receiving the help. It can also lead you to a sense that something is owed to you in return. If you give anonymously, it is best. Judging others is wrong. The one alone knows your failings. Try to give the benefit of the doubt whenever possible. The standard you use to judge others will be the standard you will be judged by. If you can forgive, you will be more easily forgiven. Evil seeks its own kind. Doing evil also draws it to you. Suffering is not a result of sin, though you may suffer if you hurt others. There is much suffering in the world that is just the natural result of life. Until recently, suffering was a way of all life. Disease, predator attacks, natural disasters, and unstable political situations have been the rule, not the exception. A terrible event may have been unavoidable, but it does not always mean that it was an act of evil or punishment of the one. Miracles happen all the time. The problem with miracles is that people often see it as a great entertainment. For this reason, miracles are seldom done by messengers for public consumption. Jesus even knew that miracles seldom lead to faith in the goodwill and grace of the one. In modern times, miracles are usually denied by science because it is the one-time event and cannot be practiced or repeated. The other problem with miracles and prophecy is that it can make people fearful of what they do not understand. This is an animal response. A prophet today is seen in 4 categories. The first category is that they are deranged. The second category is that they must have some control over what they see. The third is that they are evil, especially if a person does not like the message being given. The last and worst of all is they are trying to mislead the recipient. Both miracles and prophecy are gifts of the one. No payment or strings are ever attached if it is from the one.